Today, I'm getting my watermelon patch ready for the season, and I'm making a big upgrade. I'm taking out my old wooden raised bed and replacing it with the Vego raised bed. Then I'm gonna show you how to fill it and fertilize it so it's ready for my watermelon plants. If you want to grow strong watermelon plants, the prep work really matters. So let's get started. Here's a close-up of the raised bed. I know it was hard to see because I put the mulch up right beside the raised bed, which was a mistake, but this raised bed has done its job. When growing watermelons, the bed setup matters more than a lot of people think. So if the soil is right and the bed setup is right from the beginning, your plant will have the best chance to take off. So the first thing I have to do is I have to make sure I get out the old setup, and this should be real easy to do. All I'm going to do is get my shovel and lift all of the wood out. And like I said, it should be easy because the wood has been breaking down. With my new raised bed, I won't have to worry about the breakdown because they're supposed to last for 20 years, 20 years plus. And I can't wait to see. I have one more raised bed over to the right of me that I have to replace. And then I'm going to be sticking with metal all this time. And this is going to be nice for my plants. And just think the fact that I don't have to come out here and every 5 to 6 years replace my wooden raised beds is just outstanding. And I am so excited for this new addition, and it's going to be great for my watermelon plants. You wait and see. All right, just got finished taking out my old setup. Let me get this rotten wood over on this side. Now, I don't miss going to Lowe's and having them cut my wood or having to lug it all back, drill holes for the screws. This right here makes more sense, and it's nice and compact. I can just go ahead and order my raised bed and then get it in this nice, neat little box. What have I been thinking all those years? All right, so let me go ahead and pull everything out so we can set it up. I am almost ready to assemble this, but if you've never gotten a metal raised bed before, a lot of companies, they like to cover it like this, so I had to peel all this off so it protects the actual color that you get. And look, I got Tar Heel blue because I'm a Tar Heel. Now, I know we got put out the first round, but I'm still a Tar Heel, so that's what I'm doing. Next time you see me, I'll be assembling this. So let's get the parts ready for assembling. All right, let me show you the progress so far. This is going rather quickly. I'm halfway done. And so I got all my hardware in this bag and the tool that they gave me, so I'm gonna keep on plugging along. And I wanna let you know that this video is being sponsored by Vego. I'll put a link in the description down low if you need a raised bed like this or any other products along with my discount code. And so I gotta get right to it. And just to let you know, it is hot in my area. It went from in the 60s to 80 something degrees. This is crazy. So if it's hot in your area, make sure you go inside, get hydrated, and come back out. Oh, I also want to let you know, I'm about to show you, I'll tell you what's inside this bag for our secret fertilizer. It always works. All right, so let me get back at it so we can add that fertilizer, because that's next. Now the bed is together, and it's now time to fill the raised bed. This is where the real foundation begins, because whatever soil you put in the raised bed is going to have a big effect on your watermelon growth. All right, so let's go ahead and start the fill. It's time for me to add my base fertilizer. This right here is going to break down over time. Now, I don't know if I want to gross you out, but I went fishing yesterday, and so I didn't catch a whole lot of fish. So the fish that I cleaned, I went ahead and I kept the carcass. So I got fish heads, fish guts, and I fillet the fish. So I have the chest that I don't eat. I know some people say, hey, you got meat on here still, but I'm gonna use that to let it break down. All right, so let me go ahead and dump the fish scraps. I'm putting it in the center, Now, the last time I did this, I had a whole lot of fish. I'm talking about eggs, because you know it's that time, right? The fish are having eggs in their guts. So I'm gonna put all that in the center and spread this out, the fish scales. So I got a good bit in the center. So all I'm gonna do now is go get my garden lime and sprinkle over top of it, so any smell will be smothered. So let me go ahead and get that now. I want to take a minute to talk about one of the greatest watermelon guys around. Now, I'm not just saying that because I created it, but if you are a beginning watermelon grower or if you're advanced, there is something in here for you. I took all of my experiences and put it in this packet, and it is going to give you the shortcut to make sure that you don't make the mistakes that I've made in the past. All right, and I'm gonna give you some examples. This right here is the section on the most common issues watermelon growers face. Number one, lots of vines, no melons. Only male flowers, blossom end rot, cracked melons, and squash bugs. But there's several more things on here as well. So I'm gonna let you know that this is available for sale for $29, and the link is in the description. And just think about it. Every year I'm going to make additions to this. And so once you have it, you get the updated versions as well. All right, let's get back to the video. Now, as you can see, I don't know if you heard, I was out of breath. I have to go ahead. I had to move all this bag of black cow manure. And so I'm gonna try to fill up my raised bed with this. But since this is 17 inches, I don't know if I'm gonna have enough, but we'll see. So let's go ahead and get started. And you wanna make sure that you get your actual watermelon patch in an area that gets a lot of sun. Now, I've been out here quite a while, and this is a real big sunny location. Even though I got this tree behind me, and I didn't prune it the way I should, but I will still make it work. All right, so let's go ahead and add this black cow manure. And so your soil needs to be well draining. And so that's why I use this. And I know some people always ask me, do you just do straight black cow? And the answer is yes. And I'm gonna go ahead and fill this up, and I'll see you back shortly. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that I know I'm gonna be running out of soil. So I got bags over there, but the texture looks a little different than I'm used to. So I'm going to go ahead and add some of my tomato tone right now. So let me go ahead and broadcast some of it out. Let me put this in the bag in the box, so just in case I lose it. Now, I don't have my mask on, so I'm trying to move out the way. And then when I do this, I just eyeball it. You can read the instructions for how to spread it out. But I just do a couple handfuls and then mix it in just like that. So I'm turning my head. And then I'll scratch it in. And one other thing, if you're using whatever soil you want, it can be black cow, whatever, you want to break up the big clumps, because you know the watermelons, they like to go through nice loose soil. And so that's what I have been doing, breaking up big clumps like that, and then just making it ready for those melons and those roots to dig down deep. Wow, that took a lot. I think I had to put in 26 bags, but now I'm gonna go ahead and add my fertilizer. And so the first thing that I'm using is gypsum. All right, so this right here is going to provide nutrients for my big watermelon plant and the big watermelons. And it's gonna break down, and it's gonna provide a lot of calcium. And we know that we need calcium so that we don't get the black end rot. And so once I get all the fertilizers in, I'm going to mix it in real good. And you seen me earlier that I went ahead and add some fertilizer near the middle of it. And so, and plus the fish that's down there. So I'm going to keep on adding my fertilizer. And once again, you can look at the bag to find out how you should apply it. I normally eyeball it. It worked well with me last year. Grew a 69-pound watermelon. I'm looking to go over 100 pounds this time. Now, this right here is green sand, and this provides a lot of trace minerals. And I'll put a link in the description for all the fertilizers that I use if you want to try it. Now, I didn't use green sand a lot last year, so you don't have to have it. But once again, I'm trying to grow an even bigger watermelon, so that's why I'm adding these amendments. Overall, I'm very happy with the way my raised bed turned out from Vego. It looks nice. It gives me a nice organized space to get set up for my watermelon plant. And I like the idea of being able to build my soil the way I want it for my watermelons that are such heavy feeders. And this raised bed has allowed me to do so, and it has the best color, that Tar Heel blue. All right, so it is just simply amazing. So today I removed my old wooden raised bed, put together my new Vego bed, added the soil and the fertilizer, and got it ready for the watermelon season. Now that the hard part is done, this bed is ready for planting. When you're growing watermelons, the prep work matters. A strong season starts with a strong bed. If you have enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments if you're growing watermelons this season. I can't wait to plant my melons inside this raised bed. I'll see you in the next video.